All right, so we've created an internal style sheet, and now we're going to go ahead and talk about why this affects our paragraphs. This is important because you have a bunch of different options that you can change, and you want them to cascade. You want them to apply to everything at once instead of having to copy and paste. Because if I want the next paragraph down here to use the same font, what I would have to do, we're going to do this together real quick. We would have to go to the paragraph. We'd have to take this whole style. I'm going to take style all the way through the ending quotation mark. I would have to copy it. I'd have to go down to paragraph. I'd have to hit the space bar, and I have to paste it. Then they would both have the same font. And I'm duplicating efforts. That's duplicating a lot of efforts. What if you made an error the second time around? What if you put it in the wrong spot? What if you wanted to change all of them? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine all the pages of CNN? Okay, let's just think about it real quick. This is important, all right? Because when we talk about a website, we're talking about a massive website, all right? And people go through branding changes all the time. So for instance, like McDonald's, actually, we'll use McDonald's as our example. McDonald's changes their font that they're using a lot of the time. Not the font of their logo, but the font on their pages. Could you imagine on this website having to change every single piece of text going through here? Look at this. Text, 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 text. You'd have to change all of these things every time if you wanted to just change your font. Okay, that's a lot of stuff to change. Waste of time. Instead, what if we could change them all at once? Okay, so what's really cool is we can do a lot of different font things, and well, not fonts, we can do a lot of different styles of everything all really quickly. So let's see, for instance, if I go ahead and make this be bold. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give this first paragraph, I'm in the header. I'm going to make this first paragraph after the semicolon, between the semicolon and the quotation mark. I can keep adding to it just like I would in CSS. So I can do like a font weight of bold. And what's cool is when these pop up, you can double click them to pop them in. And then you can actually like specify which one you want to do, bold, bolder, whatever, semicolon. All right, so that makes this one bold. Okay. Yes, real-time preview. Thank you for showing me that. And now if I go into live view, I'm going to go up here to live view. The first one is bold, the second one is not. Okay, so we specified a style that's only applying to one of the paragraphs. Now let's go up into the style, the internal style, and let's specify a paragraph style. So how would I call upon to stylize all the different paragraphs in the page? I would type a P, right? Then I would open up my semicolons. I would go in here and let's say I want to make them all italic. So I'm going to do a font dash style of italic. What's really cool is when I go into live view and I preview the whole page, both are italicized. One code, both of them becoming italicized. This is important. This is cascading. It is cascading from any paragraph tag it sees in the page and applying to it. And this is why it is better than an inline style. Because if I wanted to make a change, like making every one of them normal, it would just change all of them at once. So for instance, if I go into split view, we're going to make a couple changes here. I'm going to delete the styles for these paragraphs inside the inline styles. I don't want those bad boys. I just want them to be paragraphs. Okay, so I'm going to go here and delete these styles. It's going to remove them. The only thing these paragraphs are going to do is now be italicized. But let's say I want to do a font family. So I hit enter, I do a tab, and I do font dash family. I'm going to go ahead and choose a font family. It doesn't matter what it is. You'll see if you put a semicolon at the end of that, they are now both that font family. If you hit enter and tab and you do like a color of red, they're both going to become red. Check, done. No need to go into each one of them and do it again and again and again. That's why inline styles are not effective. They are only used for one-time changes. Do not use this type of style because it creates you a lot of work for you to keep going back and changing things.